Is it safe to travel to the US right now? Here are 13 travel warnings that other countries have issued against the US. Japan has warned US residents that US is a gun society. Be careful of mass shootings, like this comment said. The Venezuelan government actually advised people not to travel to the US until they stop their acts of violence and indiscriminate hatred. Uruguay cautioned their citizens to be careful of the gun violence. Meanwhile, Germany said, be careful of getting hurt out there because the healthcare is not the same as it is in Germany. Austrians were cautioning their people to be careful because not all of our beaches are nude beaches. Cover up. And in Spain, the legal drinking age is 18. So the Spanish government reminded their travelers that if you're going to the US, you have to be 21 and up to drink. Canadians visiting the US were experiencing a lot of break-ins in their vacation rentals. So the Canadian government reminded their citizens to lock the doors behind you and keep valuables out of sight when you're in the US. Like this video and follow for part 2. What does the world think about traveling to the United States? This is part 2 of 13 travel warnings other countries have issued against the US. Australia said be careful on those American roads. You're almost twice as likely to die in a motor vehicle accident in the US than you are in Australia. New Zealand cautions travelers about the possibility of terrorism, and they're not the only ones. The UK also warned visitors that terrorism is likely to happen in the US, so just be careful. The Bahamas warned people, especially young men, when they're visiting the US, be very careful during interactions with the police. And rounding up the list is Ireland, warning travelers to keep their documents on them because we have a lot of laws in place to reduce the number of illegal immigrants. So what do you think about the global perspective? Let me know in the comments. How do other countries feel about traveling to the US? This is part 3 of this series. This respondent said they were planning on doing graduate school in the US, but then decided to go to Canada instead. This part of the article showed 2 very different responses. Greg from Australia said, I'm white and I have a clean police record, so I'll be fine in America. Which is really different from this response that says, I'm not going to visit America and put my family at risk. This respondent does not like the TSA in our airports. They mentioned being worried about passport control and all the entry requirements. Matt from New Zealand said, I always feel welcome in the States. And this respondent said that they had canceled their entire plans due to the 2016 election results. These responses are from a BuzzFeed article about how people feel about traveling to the US. I'm Jocelyn and I report travel and tourism news. Follow my page if you're interested in travel and tourism news both domestically and internationally.